A match that was highlighted the moment the schedule came out for 2023, a rematch of last year's NAIA National Championship game. These two teams each lost once last season. It was to the other. Marian beat Spring Arbor in Southern Michigan in the regular season. They were snowed out of the conference championship match in this building in November. They would play 3 weeks later for the national championship in Orange Beach, Florida, and Spring Arbor won that one 1-0. Thanks for joining us for this important Crossroads League affair here on the ISC Sports Network. My name is Greg Rakestraw, joined by Mark Newman. Frankly, I am thrilled we have a chance to see this Spring Arbor program, multi-time Crossroads League champ, now 3-time national champ, and they've got individual talent we could point to. But, Mark, they have outscored their opposition 53-3 so far in 11 matches this year.
Yeah, they are on fire. I mean, they are the class of the Crossroads League, but they're also primed for the beating. And I think with a team that, like a Marian University that has had so much adversity over the season, they're looking to knock off the top dog.
Naomi Walters injured and not playing tonight. She is one of several key pieces for Marian who will not play. Cameron Giedel, Sylvia Quezada, Lainey Harshany, all amongst those that will not be in uniform tonight for Marian. Good news is Katie Koger is back. The transfer from Indiana State University, 8 goals and 4 assists lead the way for Justin Sullivan's team tonight. We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, opening kickoff of this key conference matchup. Spring Arbor and Marian. It's yours next on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Lock in your rate with pre-approval. It's fast, free, and makes buying the car of your dreams easier. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters. Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work, it can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 3.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Does your school offer high-quality education? Does it offer virtual or hybrid options? Marian University Preparatory School educates students in a safe, faith-based environment focused on college and career exploration. Here at Marian University Preparatory School, we empower parents and help students to master what they love and learn as they live. We are now enrolling students in grades 6 through 9 this fall. Full financial aid packages are still available. Act now to make MU Prep your school for 2022.
Two teams getting ready for, again, what could be the first of 3 potential meetings this season. Again, the regular season duel, potentially a matchup you would think in either the semifinals or the championship match of the Crossroads League tournament, and then again crossing paths at some point in the national tournament. In terms of a national ranking, the updated polls came out today. Spring Arbor is number 2. Marian is number 8. Both of these teams hosted NAIA regionals last year. They hope to do so again this season. It's frankly why I think playing for a result could be important to some degree for Marian, meaning you get late in a match, and if you're in a draw, that may actually be a little beneficial for you trying to set that up, knowing that amazingly, Mark, we're down to like 4 or 5 regular season matches left to go for each of these two teams.
Well, I mean, Spring Arbor's been so dominant, controlling both boxes throughout the course of this season. For Marian to be successful tonight, they're going to have to neutralize Lauren Marshall, the high-scoring front-runner for Spring Arbor, and they're going to have to come out of the gate fast. They're going to have to stick one early if they have any chance to put the Spring Arbor team on their heels.
Spring Arbor has not given up more than a goal in any of their matches this season. They've played 11. They've given up a total of 3 goals. Frankly, the last time out was the only remotely close game they have played all year. Huntington played them to a 1-0 match last time out in Crossroads League play. The Cougars are 11-0 overall, 4-0 in the Crossroads League with 4 matches left to go. Marian Coro-Selma standing over this one for the Marian University Knights, and we are underway on this Cloudy. It will soon be dark, so that will not matter. Somewhat chilly, but largely perfect autumn evening. We thank you for joining us for Marian Soccer on the ISC Sports Network. Marian comes in at 2-1-1 in Crossroads League play. Lost their opener to Indiana Wesleyan. Played Taylor, who is just outside the top 25, to a draw. Picked up a road win at Grace on Saturday in come-from-behind fashion to, again, keep themselves in the top half of the standings. 10 teams in the Crossroads League. 8 make the tournament. You play at home sites at higher seeds, so there's kind of 3 different strata you're shooting for. Top 4, then top 2, then the top spot. Marian, frankly, has the rest of the league rooting for them tonight, trying to pull Spring Arbor a little bit closer back to everybody else. In terms of the teams in the upper half of the table, this is kind of Marian's last game against that group, having already faced Indiana Wesleyan, Taylor, and now Spring Arbor tonight.
Well, a good performance tonight, and then continuing through the course of the Crossroads League season here, it's going to put them in a good position. If they can come, as you said, with a draw, if they get a result, all the better. But it's going to be an important night for them here for sure.
We mentioned Indiana Wesleyan. They are rated 9th in the nation this week. So it's certainly possible that 3 different teams from the Crossroads League could all host NAIA regional contest. That would be November 16th and November the 18th. That's going to be a foul against Spring Arbor. Delaney Taylor will take the restart for Marian. One of the seniors on this Marian team from Warsaw High School. And this is a team with a lot of new faces. We have the pregame loop that we play for those of you that are watching our broadcast online tonight. And saw a highlight of Naomi Walters, who is, still here, just injured and not playing. Everybody else that featured in that goal from last year used up their college eligibility at the end of last season. Aaron Alexak, Ali Schlamm amongst that group. Of course, Aaron's still on campus here in the medical school at Marian University. Throw-in coming for the Knights. Jordan Love will take that. She is one of the freshmen that we will see for Justin Sullivan's team tonight. Kylie Conrad sweeps that ball away. And Marian trying to launch a counterattack.
Give it.
Ball played across, now looking up top, but a little bit too far. That was in front of Olivia Palmer, another freshman, who's got 4 goals on the season.
Marian so far doing a really good job receiving the ball, keeping it close to their body, and then moving it from their feet with some quickness, as opposed to trying to hold it and play it in the spot they receive it. It's getting them out of trouble, and they're able to maintain possession.
Busy night on campus from an athletic standpoint. The Marian volleyball team hosting Huntington tonight at the edge of the 18. Quickly, Spring Arbor closes down the windows as Conrad does not find a window in which to shoot. Here is Love, and no foul there. It'll be simply a goal kick to be taken by Blair Curry.
Marian doing a really good job getting their 3 midfielders pushed up against that lone front runner, Koger. They're trying to compress that space, trying to overload with numbers through the center of the park.
So here is Curry, and the story for this Spring Arbor team is that they are a national power that largely builds through local talent. Not all, but a great deal of Michigan natives at the lone Michigan school and a member of the Crossroads League. The keeper in Curry is the exception. She is from Christchurch, New Zealand, and began her college days at Seton Hall in the Big East. Spring Arbor national champs in both 2015 and 2017 as well. Shoulder to shoulders allowed to play on, but Spring Arbor recovers quickly. Koro Selma will nudge this ball a little bit further back. And this one lifted up and over the bar. Never a threat to Michaela Johnson. Johnson getting her 6th start of the season for Marian. She is a sophomore from Lawrence Central High School. She was not the winner of the goalkeeper competition to start the year. That was Kristen Morgan, a junior from Bloomington South, but unfortunately, and what would be kind of a sign of things to come for Marian, she is out long-term due to a knee injury, and that's, again, just one of the many players that are on the sidelines right now for Justin Sullivan's squad. And that'll be a foul against Delaney Taylor.
Good stuff by Marian. Nonetheless, in spite of that foul, doing a good job spacing their 4 defenders well. 2 playing a little bit deeper than the wide players and doing a good job of playing cover and attack to the ball.
Melina Marshall, she has 4 assists on the season. Junior from Plymouth, Michigan, will send this in. The wall buys maybe a yard or 2 closer than they should be.
Key is going to be for these players to stay on their man, not allow them to run free as that ball is played off of this foot. Got to stay tight.
Line drive that goes all the way through and had a little too much on it for it to check up.
It looked like it was more of a shot than a ball being played through the box.
Marian will build from the back, as so many teams want to do these days. Give away in the midfield by Marian. Quickly Love will track this down for Marian. Throw incoming. We reference the fact that both these teams at the midway point of conference play. We reference also that Marian has largely played at now the other kind of top half teams in the league. For Spring Arbor, kind of the opposite is true. Now, frankly, they are so good, I'm not sure it matters whom the competition is for Spring Arbor.
Right.
But they will play Grace, Taylor, St. Francis, and they will finish at Indiana Wesleyan. Long distance hit.
Nice
Johnson
ball.
watches that go by. She get a touch? Yes. Corner kick coming for Spring Arbor. Well, Johnson did not take the chance. Cora Selma will tuck inside the back post to help here. And let's take a look at this shot that was just off the target.
Some great pace on that ball. And I got to tell you, so Spring Arbor has spent an awful lot of time working on corner kicks, establishing plays for this kind of set piece.
Back post.
Good job.
Good delivery. Just steered it wide. And goal kick coming by Marian. And for Spring Arbor after tonight, they have just one more road match, and that could frankly be for the rest of the year, because they are honestly in the position that Marian has been in for the last few years in terms of knowing that you have a chance to host 3 league tournament matches at your place, a chance to host the NAI regionals at your place.
We've seen some of that over the years here. It's a luxury.
Yep.
Spring Arbor settling in a little bit. You've seen some bend and don't break out of Marian. They've done a good job of standing up Spring Arbor, winning balls away. But Spring Arbor's possession is just becoming more and more dominant as they're getting more comfortable in this half.
You know, we have been so spoiled. This is really kind of our 4th fall getting to see a good amount of Marian women's soccer. And there have been few times where you kind of go, hey, Marian's not the favorite in the match. And that's frankly kind of the situation they're in tonight.
Now give it.
That's Decker that plays that ball forward, but Spring Arbor had it covered.
I think there's something to getting that ball out wide on the right side because of the numbers that Marian has in the midfield. They're able to overload in the central part of the field, and it's forcing Spring Arbor to sort of compact themselves, compress themselves, make themselves narrower. It's opening up the flank. So I think there's something on the right side there.
Another corner coming here for Spring Arbor. We went through the schedule for the Cougars. For Marian, they're on the road for the next 3. At Bethel, at St. Francis, and at the always feisty Cougars of Mount Vernon Nazarene. Ball sent at the edge of the 6. Johnson got a hand to it, and then gets all of it the second time around.
So when I was talking a little bit earlier about corners, so that's the 89th corner kick that Spring Arbor has had. They have been so dominant getting the ball end line and looking for opportunities. Goals have come for them out of this.
I'll do that math for you. That's 8 a match that they're averaging. Distribution. Marian gets a touch, but does not control possession on that far side. Marian won 2-1 at Spring Arbor last year. We referenced the fact that the conference championship was snowed out in this building on the second Saturday in May. That Saturday where we picked up about 4 to 5 inches of snow locally. 50-50 ball that Spring Arbor able to track down.
Good aggressive defending by Marian. Coming with 2 players to balls, really forcing Spring Arbor to have to think and move the ball quickly.
All the way back to Curry. And both these two programs were thinking, as they often do, kind of playing a national schedule and trying to load up their non-conference with as many ranked teams as possible. Both of these teams took early season trips to Arizona. Marian played a 2-2 draw against Embry-Riddle out in Prescott, Arizona. Spring Arbor was scheduled to open their season at Embry-Riddle, and the match was canceled.
Good use of the body to shield the player away, receive the ball, and keep possession.
Ball played forward. Fadacera. And then play to the side by the Knights for a Spring Arbor throw-in. Spring Arbor program 10 times have won the Crossroads League regular season championship. And with a perfect 12 points through 4 league matches out of 9 played so far. They currently maintain the top spot in the league standings. High line being played here by Marian. Good diagonal ball here. Lauren Mollering is the target.
Deny it. Good job.
Cross got closed down, but that'll be corner number 3 coming up here in the opening 13 minutes for Spring Arbor.
Another great example of Marian defending with numbers, bringing 2 to the ball there.
Was Jordan Love, along with Bridget Stratman. Stratman played for Mark Behringer at Cathedral High School.
Johnson getting a bit of a workout here from these corner kicks. See how she handles this one. Tough ball.
And swept away. We're going to have a little soccer 101 conversation at the next kind of pause in the action. That moment is not now. Now we have the opportunity. All right. I understand wanting to put as much traffic inside of the 6 from a defensive standpoint as possible. But Marian basically had a team huddle inside the 6 and really didn't mark anybody there. Yeah. So walk me through the defensive strategy that Marian had on that corner.
Well, it created a lot of clutter for the Spring Arbor team to try and find that ball. But as you see, if it's a ball that's being targeted for a taller player or somebody's head, it doesn't matter. Spring Arbor is going to be able to get to it because they're running to the ball as opposed to retreating from it. So Marian's got to figure out how they want to defend, and they need to remove some of that clutter because you're also blocking a clear line of sight for the goalkeeper to get to that ball.
Coro Selma will lift that ball. Shoulder to shoulder. Nothing there in the challenge that drew a whistle. Throw in coming for the Cougars. Well, Marian will throw in after that ball was knocked about 30 or 40 yards down the pitch. Let's thank our friends at AAA Roofing. When it rains, it pours, so trust the pros at AAA Roofing. That's who we call. Special thanks to AAA Roofing for their support of Marian University athletics. And that is, frankly, the type of play that Johnson wants to make. An easy trickler to her that really no traffic to put her in any sort of predicament on that one.
Watch the back post ball here.
Hit from distance that Johnson again has to dive and make the effort too. And Spring Arbor wisely allows it to cross the byline. And those corner numbers continue to add up for Spring Arbor. They'll have another one here. And again, I'm curious to see Marian just kind of bundling up everybody inside of the 6.
Well, they're zoning it. I mean, it's crazy that they're boxing their keeper in like this, because when you add, you know, the blue shirt to that mix, it just complicates it further.
Ball in, and again, headed out of the 6.
They respect Spring Arbor's corner kick taking ability. Everything is a spun ball coming well inside the 6. Johnson has to take control. She's got to get both fists together and punch that ball out of that area. Show them that she dominates that area.
Johnson credited with 2 saves now. Here's an opportunity for Marian, but distribution doesn't find the teammate.
Man on, man on.
Coro Selma couldn't slide it past that last center back.
They're looking for that right ball, looking to thread that needle, getting it out wide. They keep searching for it. They're going to find it.
This is where not having the speed of Walters, if you're going to play it on the counter, boy, it certainly appears Marian will do tonight. We're not having Walters is such a detriment.
This is trouble.
Taylor.
Oof.
Gives it away.
Somebody's got to go.
Mollering will leave it. Quickly gets it right back, and again, wasn't the corresponding run being made. Mollering and Emma Dennison were going back and forth in the midfield and did not lead to a shot on goal for Spring Arbor.
Good job of Johnson. Sort of take a little air out of the ball here.
Well, I also respect the quick realization of tonight is not the night to build from the back. Normally, anybody that Marian plays, technically, they're kind of the equal of.
Yep.
I don't know if that's the case this evening. So, route 1 ball. Just start knocking them to the other end of the park.
And go, and go.
Well defended by Marian. That's Gretchen Mallett. And she's one of the returning veterans. Former Carmel Greyhound and began her days playing at Findlay University.
Good change of direction. Way to evade that defender. Really played, put a nice move on her.
And you can clearly tell her teammates were a fan of said move. That was Conrad, the sophomore from Brownsburg.
Good head up here.
There's Decker, one of the many freshmen. Her sister, such a key part of the Marian success the last few years. And now Sophie kind of making her own way here at Marian University.
Really done a nice job of stepping up. I mean, as a freshman coming in and having to take on responsibility, she's proving herself in the midfield as a good distributor of that ball.
This is Koger. Transfer from Indiana State.
She needs some help. Nice step over, but she's got nothing but a corner to help her now.
And a throw in coming from Marian. And Mark, to be blunt, I'm not sure how many numbers Marian's going to throw forward in tonight's match.
Well, what we're seeing, though, is opportunity for them because there is space in the flank areas of the pitch. When Koger gets the ball out there, she's got to have an outlet to play it to if they're going to formulate any form of attack.
Another throw in coming here for the Knights. So we're 19 minutes in. And the possession has largely belonged to Spring Arbor. Numerous corners for Spring Arbor as well, but nothing generated from those opportunities just yet. 6 shots taken by Spring Arbor, but just 2 of those have been on target. Marian yet to register an official shot in this match. But a corner kick, and now this is where you take your chance if you're Marian.
Yeah, so now you can see they're putting numbers up. They're keeping one deep player, but now they're getting at least a good 7, maybe 8 players in the box, or at least in a dangerous spot to get a shot on goal. Nice. Now go at her.
Decker with a hit. Found a little bit of a spaced opera inside of the 18, but again, never threatened Curry. Decker with 3 goals and 2 assists on the season. Played at Simon Kenton High School in Northern Kentucky.
I like the decision to go with a short corner there like that on the ground, tee it up for a shot.
Just got to put it on target.
That's right.
So 20 minutes in, first official shot of the match taken by Marian. Curry's goal kick left something to be desired from the Spring Arbor perspective. But a throw in coming nonetheless for the Cougars.
Everything for Koger is coming from behind her, balls that they're wanting her to run onto. Coach Sullivan, as he's getting closer to halftime, might want to start thinking about what can he do differently. Can he pair Koger with a second legitimate attacking player, a front runner, so they're playing two up front as opposed to the one single player?
It's interesting. We could, I think you caught it on your crowd microphone. I could literally just hear Justin Sullivan, and that comment was directed at Shea. That's the keeper. If you can look up, you can find Koger, get it to, in other words, play the big ball to the forward all the way from the back if you have the opportunity. Now back to reset things here for Spring Arbor. Good pressure here. Now an opportunity.
Stay on. That's a good little ball.
Plays
That's
into
a good
space.
ball.
Curry is
Gotta
off
get
our
numbers.
line. Can you have a nick? Couldn't get it through. Good job by Curry. Again, she had to make the play.
Yeah,
She'll quickly retreat.
Did a great job of coming off of her line and doing what she had to clear that ball away.
It was Olivia Palmer that had a look. But again, those are the types of moments that Marian is going to get in this match tonight.
It should be giving Marian some confidence here because they're demonstrating that Spring Arbor is vulnerable. And if they're able to get players to the back post, while that player is tracking down that ball, it gives them unlimited opportunity.
Tonight's match on ISC is brought to us by Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, proud partner of the Marian University Knights. Thanks to our great ISC Sports Network crew. Thanks to Vince Morales, Sean Walker, Rob Lynch, Chase Eisnagel, Aaron Van Wolde. Appreciate their hard work tonight. And a foul called here. And do you take the chance to throw some numbers forward on the set piece here if you're Marian?
I do. I mean, I'm getting more confident in Marian's ability to compete with Spring Arbor as this game progresses. Take a risk, at least in this instance, and get some numbers forward to see what you can create.
Mallon and Taylor standing over this one. Taylor sends
That's a
it
dangerous.
in.
Bah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, defender and keeper. Frankly, the defender made that a harder play than it needed to be. That's one where the keeper's got to call her off and say, hey, mine, because there was no Marian traffic in front of her.
Yeah, I mean, clearly a catchable ball, too. She chose to punch it.
But all the way out to midfield and eventually won by Spring Arbor.
Get it down. She's going to need help to get out of this.
This plays that off to the side and gives the throw in here. Which will be taken by Mollering. Mollering, one of the Indiana natives on this roster from Homestead High School, south side of Fort Wayne.
Good touch. Nice. Way to hold her off.
Palmer, the freshman, couldn't keep it at her feet, but 4v5 here for the Knights. Decker likes to maintain possession and plays it back to a teammate.
Get around her, get around her. Way to use that body just to sort of dog her from behind.
The turn here won by Spring Arbor. This is Kaylee Beekle. Now Marian getting numbers behind the ball. 9, in fact, right now.
Good D.
And that was a clean tackle by Marian. Made contact with the ball first. Isa Martinez kind of poking around it there for Spring Arbor.
Got to talk to her, let her know where numbers are, because that turn was a little bit too soon.
Frankly, both these teams, not surprisingly, foul going to be called there against Martinez. But both these teams showing similar traits, as in very tough to score on.
Yeah.
Of course, they have both made routine trips to Orange Beach over the last several years. It has become the norm for these two to play into December. Spring Arbor trying to launch the counter, but largely well read by Marian. Jensen Summers got to it. The senior from Noblesville and former Valparaiso player.
Good. Give it. We need an overlapping player coming out of the back on your bike.
Just a little aggressive on that one. Right idea, just a little too much on the pass. That time was overcooked by Kylie Conrad. But Marian now has at least settled into this game. It started to kind of move the heat map of activity a little closer to the midfield stripe. Just good enough by Stratman, just to get a leg in there at the end. Here's Hendricks.
Deny this cross. Keep her out there, but don't let her get the ball across.
Hendricks 6 goals and 6 assists on the season.
Closer.
At the edge of the 18,
Good
have a
job.
hit. Johnson is there, and no traffic in front of her.
Well, they've got 9 players. You see Marian drops 9 players behind the ball. They're really competing hard out there, getting players into the attack, and they're sprinting as best they can to get behind the ball.
Again, both these teams, obviously for Spring Arbor, you're thinking you're going to win every match you play this year. And most times Marian thinks the exact same way. Players are going for 3 points and a W. But at the end of the day, a draw is not a bad result for Marian as this gets closer and later in half number 2.
That's no call there, but Marian gets the throw.
And frankly, you've got 2 teams, while Spring Arbor's got a large experience advantage over tonight's Marian team. I think these are 2 teams that say, hey, the more physical, the better.
Yeah.
Because they feel they're going to out-physical most of the teams they play during the course of the season.
Well, you've seen it in both the teams tackling. You saw it in the goalkeeper coming off of her line for Spring Arbor. When Blair came off, or Curry came off her line, she did a great job of clearing that ball away.
And the defender said, hey, what about that? And again, basically it has been anything shoulder to shoulder has been fair game and going in both directions tonight.
Yeah, and I give a lot of credit to this ref for allowing this to play. They're keeping it clean. They're just playing hard.
Donald Williams, our referee. Abdu Ben Salah, Eric Seiferman, our assistant referees tonight. Abdu was working the Butler-Milwaukee men's match last night, just a couple of miles away at the Selleck Bowl. That'll be a throw-in coming here for Spring Arbor.
Get it down.
Another throw-in coming for the Cougars. So far, shots 7-2 in favor of Spring Arbor. 3-1 in terms of those on target.
Spring Arbor doing a really nice job of establishing these little triangles, going to each opportunity to advance the ball with 3 players, so you're giving the player with the ball multiple options to get out of tight situations.
And that'll be a foul. The AR waves the flag on that one. Restart coming here for Marian. Now, of course, these are 2 exceedingly well-coached teams. Justin Sullivan has done a great job on building the foundation that Gary Yohe had kind of built before him to get to that national level. And there has been no one that has done it like Jason Christ at the NAI level. 384 wins for Jason at Spring Arbor in 24 seasons.
I think he's only had like 1 losing season.
His first.
Yeah, in that entire career, which you expect, right? I mean,
Simply put, and again, Marian is getting to that point. Spring Arbor has simply been there a bit longer.
Yeah.
But these are two of the premier programs outside of Division I in the country.
Yeah.
Just with the this match we've been looking forward to for a while here on ISC, and we're thrilled we can bring it to you. And hope you're enjoying the telecast tonight.
So, I mean, historically, Spring Arbor's been the dominant team when they've competed against Marian. But in the last couple years,
Right.
Marian, they've shown up. They've really developed this pedigree now.
Giveaway here by Spring Arbor. Decker. Just a little too much in that pass intended for Conrad. And to be honest, even when there's a mistake at the back by Spring Arbor, your pass is going to have to be spot on.
Yeah.
To then convert on said miscue.
No, you're exactly right. I mean, doing such a great job of moving as a line, jockeying the player with the ball, spacing on the other attacking player is really good. There are no seams that are appearing.
So throw in coming here for the Cougars.
But I will say, so Marian is playing everything with the inside of their foot. They're trying to play a clear ball in a straightforward fashion to a teammate as they're trying to break through that Spring Arbor defense. They've got to start playing some balls with the outside of their foot, angling them a little bit wider so they can break that defensive wall.
Another quarter coming. This will be the 5th of the match for Spring Arbor. And heading over the corner flag to take it is Melina Marshall. She has 4 assists on the year. Again, Marian a mark in the same fashion. Everybody inside of the 6. It's a bit of a different ball this time for Spring Arbor.
Yeah, first time we've seen a ball coming from the corner outside the 6.
Yep. So if you can give us a free hit from that, all right, we'll give it, and then just kind of pinball it and see what happens from here.
As an attacking team, you know, I would want to put all of my players into that box to create a disruption for that goalkeeper. As the defending team, as the goalkeeper, I would not like that at all.
Johnson. That ball was sent back in again, just a bit far in front of the 3 options that Spring Arbor had in and around the 6-yard box. And again, what was, hey, build from the back at the start has now turned into, hey, at least get it to our midfielders. Skip the defenders, go straight to the midfielders, if not the forwards. Because of the near perfect weather conditions, we have not seen either team make a sub here in this half. Marian now is going to get 2 players to the center line to potentially bring on some fresh legs for the final 11 minutes and change of half number 1. And again, part of that, too, for Marian is the fact of they're just missing so many key pieces.
Well, I've observed in Spring Arbor over the course of the season, they've pretty much stuck with 11 to 13 players through the course, not making a lot of subs. There's a lot to be said for being able to keep your same group, building continuity with one another on the floor or on the field at the same time.
In my best Southern Indiana ease, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
as well as they have been playing. Caitlin Levenzi, who had a big goal the last time that we were here when Marian beat Missouri Baptist back on September the 9th. Wearing number 52, which tells you that I'm not sure Caitlin was planning on getting much playing time this year for the Knights, but she has certainly earned that opportunity. But also Kylie Jones, the sophomore
That's a ball
from
that'll work.
HSC. Parmer just kind of broke off her run there at the end.
So Parmer, this is a great learning opportunity for Parmer because as an attacking player like that, what she has to be able to do is ride the shoulder of that last defender and then have that second burst of speed to get forward in front of her to run onto that ball.
Look at that play. That's fantastic. We've talked about Marian playing Route 1 soccer, big ball. How about that, though? That delivery from Curry and one flick within 5 seconds, you've got a player 25 yards from goal.
She can launch it.
Yep. First sub now for Spring Arbor as you see the replay. Shelby Marshall will come on. Junior reserve forward with 4 goals on the season from Pinckney, Michigan. And frankly, given the defensive prowess of both of these teams, that might be how both kind of have to try to nick one tonight.
Yeah, well, Stratman's been a leader back there for Marian all season long. She's got great history with this team. She did a great job of tracking back and just one touch knocking it away.
We gave you the running line score of the season as the rain is coming down. 53-3 is what Spring Arbor has outscored their opponents. Marian, frankly, has had numbers that have looked like that at times the last few years. This has been a bit more kind of a gutty, grimy group, a younger group that's learning on the job. They have largely gotten the result and the job done, but a more sane 31-10 has been the margin at which Marian has outscored opponents this year. Marian coming in at 9-1-2 on the season. In that lone loss coming to Indiana Wesleyan in the league opener. A draw against Taylor and a draw at Embry-Riddle over Labor Day weekend.
Good job of moving that ball, getting out of that dangerous spot. Tough ball. That's a ball should be played square across the line.
It was off the feet of Lavezzi, who just entered for the Knights.
She gives a good ball. She puts a nice crisp weight on the ball. But knowing when it should be a ball in front of the player or to a player's feet, that's a mature decision that you have to be able to make.
Good ball here. That's Palmer.
Got to get some numbers in the box. Got to get them there.
But that's the play you wanted. Frankly, in that spot, you were hoping to nick it off a defender. It's exactly what happened. Last touch by Melina Marshall. Corner coming for Marian.
Yeah, Palmer's been good tonight.
Very.
I mean, she's impressive.
And again, freshman.
Yeah.
One of the many freshmen we talk about on this Marian squad. Ball sent in.
That's not a bad ball.
And great job by I couldn't see exactly the player. It will be a goal kick coming. But I believe it was one of the defenders that were able to kind of sneak in front of Curry.
Nice driven near post ball. Goalkeeper had to climb over the back of the attacking player.
It is a throw. I said goal kick, my apologies. It was a throw, so that was a point in the direction of the Knights.
Body, use your body. Got to control the ball. Nice little step over.
Let's be blunt. First 15 minutes largely belong to Spring Arbor. Marian's done a nice job of kind of leveling the just overall tenor of this match since that time.
Well, and they're playing fairly long balls, and they're moving them quickly. They're not holding, waiting to be closed down. They're getting them off. For the most part, they've been getting them off their feet quickly.
And again, it's been physical going both directions in terms of that shoulder to shoulder. Johnson in retreat mode. Marian just simply finds some open space in which to try to plant the ball safely. Spring Arbor will continue to attack and be on the front foot. And again, we have the luxury of kind of being able to listen into the sidelines, and I just heard basically defenders higher, play a higher line. In other words, give your teammates less yardage and acreage they have to cover.
Yeah. Also forcing Spring Arbor then to take shots from further out.
It should be a goal kick coming for Marian, and it will be. Take this momentary pause to thank our friends at BSN. BSN Sports, they are the preferred provider of apparel for Marian University Athletics. And again, Johnson, you can tell the norm is, all right, I'm going to play this ball to the side. Tonight, you got to change the tactics given whom you are playing.
Good D.
Coro Selma. And that player's onside. Headed down so Johnson go get it.
Good job.
And she does.
Spring Arbor with their quality, they're able to keep three players deep. So they've got the one lone Marian front runner, but they're able to drop players in order to keep things closed down.
It was Stratman who was kind of a little bit off her line, which kept that attacking player onside there. Palmer just simply could not beat two defenders behind the ball. Good recovery by Coro Selma. And then that will be possession Marian. And again, anything that is not, one leg chopping another, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip, is allowed to take place tonight.
You're seeing versatility in Koger now as she's dropping deeper into the midfield. You got Parmer pushed forward. They're working well off of one another. I think Parmer's speed is working to the advantage of Marian at the moment.
I think Parmer was a player that we did not see when we were here, albeit that was over a month ago at this point. And by the way, just as a kind of a programming note, if you will, we'll have 2 men's regular season contests coming up here on October the 21st and 25th, and we'll have any and all home Crossroads League tournament matches on ISC. And we have, frankly, become accustomed to and spoiled by having NAI regional matches in this building. And we will have those if they take place as well. But frankly, a result tonight for Marian would go a long way in delivering that yet again. And a goal kick rather coming for the Knights. That's Shelby Marshall on your screen. You just couldn't get past the challenge of Jordan Love. Next substitution for Spring Arbor, Sydney Wright will come on. That's Lauren Marshall that is on your screen. Marshall had the goal in the loss to Marian last year, 2-1. Good read by Coroselma. But a hesitation leaves an opportunity here. A blast!
Good save.
Johnson.
Nicely done.
In talking with Justin Sullivan the last time we were here a month ago, that was right as Johnson had to take over for the injured Morgan, and he said, there's kind of game management stuff we got to work on with Shea, but in terms of stopping a shot, they knew she'd be up to the task.
Yeah. She's handled everything that's come at her thus far. It's a little bit dicey with this corner kick stuff here and seeing how she's getting kind of boxed in back there. I'm hopeful that it doesn't, come back to haunt her a little bit.
And my partner speaks of that with experience from his days as a goalkeeper at the University of Massachusetts and working on the staffs of both UVA and Butler University in the past. And again, you heard the love our microphone placement. It was like, in other words, get to our attacker, get it to Coker, get to our goal scorer. I'm always such a big fan of when you understand, hey, plan A is not going to work for us. Let's go to plan B. Let's go to plan C. And that's going to be a foul against Coroselma. Coroselma, the sophomore from Puebla, Mexico. Her second year in the program. She is the definition of that classing holding midfielder for this Marian team. You don't see many stats, in her byline, but she does so many things well for the Knights.
Yeah, I've loved the way she's played since the time she first stepped on this campus. I mean, she's very steady. She's got great feet. She makes really good decisions on where and when to distribute the ball.
60 seconds remaining in the half. Marian not out of danger just yet. Sliding tackle away. Again, high line being played by Marian defensively. Marian digs in for the tackle. Spring Arbor as much playing the clock as anything else here before halftime. Another good win for the Knights. Parmer really kind of out there on Striker's Island right now for Marian. She is not going to get much help when the ball is played her way. But I think if you told Justin Sullivan, hey, you're going to make this a 45-minute game, I think he would take it and go to the locker room, which is exactly what Marian is about to do. So if you're kind of a neutral fan or someone new to soccer, you might not get thrilled by 0-0. For guys like Mark and I, this has been fun. The tactical battle between two teams that played on the national championship game last year. Marian may not have last year's firepower. They still have the soccer brain engaged. They have kind of won the first battle. They've got it to halftime in a scoreless draw. We'll take this quick timeout. Halftime show comes your way next as you're watching Marian University Soccer here on the ISC Sports Network.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. They've been in business over 35 years. I'm here with Joe Polizzi to talk emergency services. Now, Joe, when I set my house on fire with a toaster, you were actually in my yard before the firefighters left.
Well, Pat, I remember that call like it was yesterday, and although I was disappointed that it was yours, I was happy that I was going to be able to provide some assistance.
You know, this true story, a firefighter actually told me I needed to call someone for emergency services, kind of obvious, and I told him Michaelis was on the way. He said, great, because they're the real deal. Joe, now what do you do in these situations when you show up?
Well, we try to be a calming influence, and we try to find out what the needs are of the family. Everybody's needs are different. Everybody's desires are different. What we try to do is match what we could provide with what they need and do it very smoothly.
I've lived it. If you find yourself needing emergency restoration service in the wake of a fire, flood, or storm, give the Michaelis Corporation a call anytime, 24/7, 844-FIX-INDY.
Marian University is like a home to me.
Campus is where I made friends that I know will last a lifetime.
Academics, sports, or arts, Marian's got something for you.
Plus, downtown Indy is just 10 minutes away from campus.
I'm a huge sports fan. Living in Indy, I've got the Knights, the Colts, and the Pacers.
Applying was so fast and easy.
I went to Marian for the education, but what I took away was the experience.
Marian University offers an exceptional education and an unforgettable experience. Apply today for full scholarship consideration at marian.edu.
Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you. Still waiting? You could have been seen by an orthopedic specialist at Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Avoid the wait, cost, and drama of the ER. Ortho Indy Urgent Care. Orthopedic care without the drama. Find a location near you.
At the break, with a little bit of precipitation coming down here in this early October evening, 0-0 between Marian and the Cougars of Spring Arbor in a rematch of last year's NAIA Women's National Championship game. Tonight's contest with ISC presented in part by Indiana Members Credit Union. They are proud to support Marian University and now offer a free Marian University Knights debit card. The card is included when you open a free IMCU checking account. Get your Marian University Knights debit card today and show your support. Visit any IMCU branch or sign up online now at imcu.com. Greg Rakestraw, Mark Newman with you here on the ISC Sports Network. Again, it's been fun. It's not been a lot of fireworks, and frankly, we kind of thought we were looking at 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 as possible permutations along with this score. Nothing each side. Mark, your overall impressions on the opening 45 minutes.
I mean, great end-to-end game, and I will tell you that I'm really impressed with Marian and the adjustments that Coach Sullivan made about 15, 20 minutes into that half, where he began pushing Palmer up front, playing more direct balls, but still the cagey play of Koger. She is a distributor as well as an attacker, so both of them working together, they're creating a little bit of challenge, some difficulty for Spring Arbor.
Numbers in the first half, 8 shots for Spring Arbor, 4 of those on target, all saved by Johnson. For Marian, 3 shots on target, or 3 shots in the first half, just 1 on goal. That was saved by Curry. 4 fouls for Spring Arbor, 2 for Marian. 6 corners for Spring Arbor, 2 for Marian, and the offside flag was never raised in half number 1. All right, you talked about kind of the first adjustment for Coach Sullivan. Do you see another one here, or is the next move in the chess match coming from Jason Chris and SAU?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Jason Chris, I'm not panicking yet. I still think the game can be in hand, but he's got to do something that's going to free up Lauren Marshall so she becomes a more dangerous and a more assertive contributor to the outcome of this game. She's been fairly well neutralized so far. So I'm thinking that if you're able to play balls to her, not just on her feet, but in the air, They're doing a decent job of getting things end line, but they're not able to send them into the box to find Marshall, find her feet, find her head, find whatever they need in order to get her not on goal.
Quick check of the standings in the Crossroads League against Spring Arbor. Obviously, they have played 4. They have won 4. They are atop the league. Taylor has already played today, so they have played 5. They have 3 wins and 2 draws for 11 points to be in second. Indiana Wesleyan currently in third with 10 points. Marian and Mount Vernon Nazarene are tied for 4th. That's an important line of demarcation. Those 2 schools play in a couple of weeks, and Marian goes to play at Mount Vernon Naz, and Mount Vernon Naz always plays Marian tough. Bethel currently in 6th, then Grace, Huntington and Grace round out number 7 and 8. Goshen and St. Francis yet to tally a point in the Crossroads League, and again, top 8 teams make the postseason tournament. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back with first half highlights, and we'll also kind of take a look at our upcoming Marian University broadcast schedule on the ISC Sports Network. At the break, number 2 Spring Arbor 0, number 8 Marian 0, and a rematch of last year's national championship tilt. Back after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Pepsi's always had great taste. Today, try great taste with zero sugar. This is the Pepsi with zero compromises. This is Pepsi Zero Sugar.
This is the Pepsi for America's best barbecue. Worthy of 100-mile detours and 1,000 likes. Looks good. This is the Pepsi for mopping, dipping, and dousing. Whatever you're craving, this is the Pepsi for you. This is the Pepsi for serious fans and serious eats. This is the Pepsi for Sundays at the ballpark and days off at your favorite pizza joint. Right, Aaron?
Best slice in New York.
Whatever you're craving, this is the Pepsi for you.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Halftime show rolls along from St. Vincent Field. Greg Rakestraw, Mark Newman with you on the ISC Sports Network. 0-0 between Marian and Spring Arbor. A look at our first half highlights. And again, not a lot of shots on target. The match largely played in and around the midfield. But again, for Marian, you feel good about the kind of momentum swing during the course of half number 1. The early action was all in front of Michaela Johnson. After that, Marian started to get a few bites at the apple at the other end of the park.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Palmer there doing a great job at challenging the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper making a great decision to come off and spread her entire body. But there have been dicey moments where balls have been played into the box. Goalkeeper has been a bit more indecisive.
If you're Justin Sullivan, what's your message into your team at halftime?
You need to keep hammering this goalkeeper. You need to keep placing pressure on this back four. See what they're made of. They're knocking on the door. These are some opportunities that are legitimate scoring chances.
So 45 more minutes of soccer left to go. And Marian, again, a draw is not a bad thing for Marian against this more than quality side from Spring Arbor. A look at our upcoming schedule of Marian athletics on the ISC Sports Network. Our cameras are next here for a football and football doubleheader as Marian hosts St. Francis in football American style, better known as the Franciscan Bowl, when those two teams get together next Saturday at 1 o'clock. Then the two men's soccer programs of those two schools will play at 7 o'clock. We will have both of those for you on ISC. Scott McCauley, Zach Graves have the football version as of now. Brad Hodder and myself, always subject to change, will have the men's matchup coming up next Saturday. And we'll turn around and we'll see the Marian men's squad in action again as they take on Mount Vernon Nazarene. That is 2 weeks from tonight on October the 25th. The Marian men, 7-2-2 on the season overall. 2-2 in Crossroads League play. That is currently good enough for 5th in the table in the Crossroads League standings. We've yet to see them in action this season. We look forward to doing that coming up twice in the span of the next 2 weeks. Again, our score at the break, it is Marian 0, Spring Arbor 0. Second half action is not too far away. That comes your way next here on the ISC Sports Network.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Lock in your rate with pre-approval. It's fast, free, and makes buying the car of your dreams easier. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters. Meet Kate. She has a lot to juggle. Family, work, it can lead to trying days and tired nights. But we know Kate, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know at some point her space at a premium life may change. IMCU is here to help Kate and you find your space. Now, add on or remodel with an introductory rate of 3.9% APR on a home equity line of credit. Today, it's all about Kate. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Does your school offer high-quality education? Does it offer virtual or hybrid options? Marian University Preparatory School educates students in a safe, faith-based environment focused on college and career exploration. Here at Marian University Preparatory School, we empower parents and help students to master what they love and learn as they live. We are now enrolling students in grades 6 through 9 this fall. Full financial aid packages are still available. Act now to make MU Prep your school for 2022.
0-0 our score between Spring Arbor and Mount Vernon Nazarene here on the ISC Sports Network. Again, these two teams both in the top 10 in the NAIA national polls that came out earlier today. Let's thank our friends at Tom O'Brien, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. If saving money is important to you, visit Tom O'Brien, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, a proud sponsor of Marian Athletics. Tom O'Brien is Indy's preferred Jeep dealer with 2 locations and the biggest Jeep inventory in Indiana. To show our support, Tom O'Brien will donate $200 to Marian for every car any student, parent, employee, or friend of Marian buys when you mention this promo. Go Knights and go to Tom O'Brien to see how our family works for you since 1933. Mark, what do you expect to see here in the early stages of half number 2?
Well, for Marian, they're going to have to come out in this first 15 minutes with composure. Spring Arbor starts with the ball, but those first 15 minutes are really going to dictate a lot of what's going to happen thereafter. And then we'll probably reach a little bit of a lull period through the center part of that second half. But then the final 15, again, it's playing for that draw or trying to get that win. If they can hold them off for this first 30, I like their chances in the last 15.
So neither team yet to kind of go back onto the pitch. Spring Arbor is hovering around their bench. Marian taking advantage of the proximity to the locker room to kind of wait to come back out late. We've referenced the ratings, and frankly, I figured we had a little time. I could share with you the top 10. And again, I draw the line at that demarcation because just because you're rated in the top 10 doesn't mean you automatically get to host a regional. But it's a pretty good thumbnail sketch as to those that are thinking about it. William Carey in Mississippi is rated number 1. Spring Arbor number 2. And how about that? Our crew having it popped up there and ready for you. Cumberland's Central Methodist, Savannah College of Art and Design. That's what SCAD stands for, in case you were wondering. Columbia College out of Missouri. Aquinas, who frankly seemingly has been in Marian's region a lot. And Aquinas part of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, where most of the Michigan NAIA schools take part. Spring Arbor is kind of the exception to that, playing in more of an Indiana-based league. Then comes Marian, Indiana Wesleyan, and John Brown. Very much a Midwestern-based top 10, kind of when you look at that grouping. But again, that's going to change over the next month, but that kind of gives you an idea. It's the teams that think, hey, we've got a chance of hosting a round or 2 in our building to start the national tournament.
Yeah, I mean, and in that top 10, a lot of familiar names, a lot of schools that Marian has played over the years, been very successful against. The 2 surprise names, schools that are starting to show that they're more and more competitive. Savannah College of Art and Design, seeing them in the top 10, seeing John Brown in the top 10. Those are some new entries sort of into that leading group in the league.
Well, frankly, that is an advertisement for how good the Crossroads League is.
Yeah.
That one league has 3 of the top 9, and again, it's not, you know, a Southeastern-based conference or a Florida-based or a California-based. No, it's 8 out of 10 teams in Indiana, and they've got 3 of the top 10 teams in the country.
Yeah.
So moments away from half number 2 getting underway. Teams will switch ends, but the next time the flag moves will be the first. So not exactly an advantage going in one direction or the other. And as you can tell, just a little bit of raindrops, enough to be annoying. It's kind of a scattering of umbrellas that are being used right now. It is a cool evening, but by no means a cold evening. Frankly, because of Marian's success over these last several years, we have grown accustomed to seeing the full cold weather gear being broken out by the Knights heading into Thanksgiving week.
And the full range of things falling out of the sky.
Yep. and you know, we referenced a couple of times the match being snowed out in the conference championship. Again, that was 2 teams that knew, hey, we're going to host regionals next weekend. There's no need to kind of force the issue, because the hope is that, you know, maybe we'll see each other again. It's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it was almost a prophecy. We'll call this one, and we'll wait till the national championship.
We'll share this one, and we'll see you later a month from now. It's exactly how it played out. So here we go. Opening, say, 10 to 15 minutes really controlled by Spring Arbor. Much more level and probably slightly tilted towards Marian from that point in time forward. This is Hendricks working in the midfield. Now Martinez.
I like the way Martinez plays, too. Her feet are really good.
One touch at the edge of the 18, but whistle called against Spring Arbor. Maybe the high boot, I think, was whistled there.
Usually, yep.
And again, Marian starts off with kind of a quick build from the back, and we saw Marian start that in the first half and then quickly scrap it. Ball played across and didn't find its intended target. And a lot of the shot generation for Spring Arbor in the first half, frankly, came off of corners. 6 of them in total. My partner did a great job in the broadcast of noting that that is not uncommon for Spring Arbor. That ball was unintentionally played into a dangerous position as it ricocheted from one Spring Arbor defensive player to another. Selma digs in, couldn't track it down. Here's an opportunity, and that will be a foul.
Yeah.
And that will be likely a card, which will stop the clock. And not for the ferocity of the challenge, but because of the opportunity it denied.
Yeah.
By no means the last defender. So set piece opportunity coming here for Spring Arbor. Trainer going to be waved on here as well to make sure the Spring Arbor player is okay. So here's Ariana Stoltzfus.
So last time we saw a ball from an angle similar to this, it turned out to be more of a shot on goal than it did a ball being played into the box trying to find the head or foot or whatever of a on-running player. See if they repeat that again.
Stoltzfus standing over this one. She is one of the Indiana kids on the Spring Arbor roster. Played at Northridge High School. She had the assist on the championship-winning goal a year ago. She's got 5 goals and 5 assists on the season, does Ariana. I believe the card went to Love. First yellow shown in either direction in tonight's match.
Lefty.
Stoltzfus sends it in.
Big ball. Yeah.
That was a big bunch of nothing.
That was a big bunch of nothing is right. That's a ball. I mean, if I'm having a right-footed player take that ball, and I'm swinging it to the back post so you have players that can run onto it.
And again, Johnson airing it out for the midfield. I think Marian has acknowledged they're not going to win the possession battle tonight.
Keep her out there. No cross. Good.
It's too strong on the touch by Lauren Marshall. Again, Marshall, leading goal scorer and leading assist creator for the Spring Arbor Club. 11-7 for the senior from Belleville, Michigan. Koger the target. Parmer next to it, just really couldn't latch on to it. Good win in the midfield. Now Marian's got a bit of reduced numbers to deal with. Knocked it forward, and Parmer, first time through, couldn't do anything with it. Then maybe a little greedy on that hit from that spot.
That was a smart touch through the midfield. I don't know who it was on the left side there that did that, but a great job of creating separation with the Spring Arbor player to find teammates forward.
Mallon. Korosoma.
A little heavy.
Yep. Right idea. He's got to pull the string a little bit on that. As Koger could not get to it. Koger, 8 goals and 4 assists for the Indiana State transfer. She played briefly for the Indy 11's W League squad the previous summer, heading on to play at ISU.
See if they can lock him in here. Got to win this second ball in order to accomplish that.
Allen under a bit of pressure here.
Get it down.
Good read.
Control it, control it.
That was Summers that stepped up and knocked that ball about 30 yards up the pitch. And when in doubt, find Korosoma for Marian.
I got to say, I mean, that was really nice how she used the outside of her foot to get that down to the ground. Unfortunately, she couldn't control it all the way.
Mallon took one for the team that time from Stoltzfus. That was almost a physics experiment that Stoltzfus was trying to conduct. Could not find a way to get it past the former Carmel Greyhound that played for the legendary Frank Dixon at Carmel High School. Throw-in coming here for Spring Arbor.
Got to find a player here. Good job of doubling there and winning it. Keep using your body.
That was Koger that did that.
Nice job of getting out of that.
Got away from Beekle. Ball knocked forward again. Right play by the keeper.
Good
now,
job.
How she handled it after that wasn't so great.
She wanted to pick it up, but didn't have time. Good job of pressure by the Marian attacking players.
And now a foul behind the play against Marian. That's Mallon that has whistled. She and Stoltzfus got tangled up. Tonight's match at ISC presented in part by First On Site, formerly More Restoration. They're here to help you power through whatever comes your way. From fire and flood to catastrophic storms or biohazards, they have the team, technology, and resources to help you restore, rebuild, and rise. Go Knights.
I think he did give her a card there.
Ball sent in. Parmer.
Good job.
Can she use her speed to beat one defender?
Parmer. Gotta get a body in there. Gotta get more white shirts.
Again, it's just not going to be the nature of this match for Marian tonight.
She has some track athlete speed. I mean, you saw that burst that she was able to display in that next to the last touch she had before she got to the end line.
And that is also part of why the absence of Naomi Walters is so significant for Marian. Because, again, rarely is Marian in that spot where they frankly kind of need that individual moment of brilliance in terms of somebody's speed, but tonight is that night. Foul against Delaney Taylor. Walters has played in just 6 matches this year. Taylor, right idea. That ball will scoot on the slightly wet turf, and a throw-in coming here for Spring Arbor. Ball just behind Stoltzfus.
Keep her out there. Keep her out there.
Stoltzfus trying to cut it back. Held up nicely by Marian.
Yeah. Good D here, Marian.
Now Marian again. You wouldn't say they got numbers, but they have is space. Farmer just held up enough.
So that's a situation. Good job of playing it to Palmer's left foot. Palmer has to step with that right and turn her shoulder slightly to just protect that ball just a little bit more.
Palmer takes a tumble here. We'll stop the clock to make sure she is right, and I'm not sure if that's because of how she fell. She is trying to shake out that right wrist.
Glad it's a wrist and not something in a lower extremity for sure.
It's been that kind of year for Marian.
Yeah. Looks like she's shaking it off. She's doing all right.
No Kristen Morgan, no Lainey Harshany. Not sure if we'll see Grace Crawford tonight. No Cameron Giedel. No Nikki Kazada. No Naomi Walters. I'm probably missing a player or two of that list. It is a lengthy injury report that Marian has dealt with all year yet. 9 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws. And 1 number 8 national ranking. That'll be a Marian throw in. Yep. Need to be latched tussed by Spring Arbor.
Good, settle it.
Not the best of touches for Marian, so they'll simply play it to the side and retreat behind the ball. The tactical plan has been solid from each of these 2 teams tonight. You would expect nothing less.
Good, let's get it the other way. Got to have the presence of mind. Get the ball, settle it, and move it the other way instead of playing it back into pressure like that. You see the overloaded numbers by Spring Arbor on that right side there.
It's 9 behind the ball for Marian. Only Palmer kind of hanging out back in the midfield area.
Good. Turn and head up, head up.
Koger trying to work around Stoltzfus.
Boy, Koger demonstrating some really nice technical ability there.
Advantage being played here.
Had a little bit of a foul there, but that's the play. He lets it play.
But again, it's been the MO all night.
Yeah.
And Summers has recognized that. Said, okay, that's the law of the land. That's how we'll play it. Chance to break free here.
Keep her out there. Keep her out there.
On the cross.
Oh, boy.
That was the most dangerous ball to the 18 we have seen tonight.
Really was.
And it just couldn't find a teammate for Spring Arbor, but that was kind of the first crack in the armor by Marian defensively.
Yeah, and I mean, even in this half, all we saw that one situation where it was the free kick taken with the left foot, but that was innocuous. This really could have done some damage.
Johnson watches that one. Skinner packs the back post. That was back to the replay. That was Jocelyn Hendricks that would like to have that one back. That was potentially, and again, you kind of get the feeling if there's going to be one tonight, that might be it.
Mm-hmm.
That was the ball from Lauren Marshall. She had the 11 goals and 7 assists this year.
Handball.
As you saw it, so too did our referee. Taylor.
Split that. That's the ball right there. That was the player. Good stuff.
And we'll go down, or going to go back, I should say, as an advantage was being given, but Taylor got clipped back around midfield. Kaylee Beekle, the guilty party. Marian there did some game management as well to kind of take a few seconds. Last touch by the Knights.
Second ball, got to get the second one. There we go. Good job.
Selma draws 2 defenders. Quick touches by the Knights.
Nice stuff. I mean, that midfield is really more active in this half than we saw in the first. Selma, Conrad, both getting more touches on the ball, doing a good job of getting it wide and keeping it in the Marian team.
Parmer thought she was offside. She wasn't. Parmer let that ball go. She looked at the wing back closest to her. The 2 centers were behind her. Missed opportunity for the Knights.
Get out there, get out there. Good pressure here.
But that's a number committed forward by Mallett. Marian now in recovery mode. Again, it's Marshall. Good win by Marian.
I think the difference in this half compared to the first, I mean, I feel like we're seeing more activity in the midfield. It's in part the result of Marian playing a higher line in the back. They're getting to the ball earlier and really disrupting Spring Arbor's attempt to formulate an attack.
Koger.
That's a good ball.
Has an option to the right side.
On your bike. Give it, give it. Oh!
Well, ball was played for Decker. She's off, yep. That doesn't matter, it's going to go to the keeper, but Decker knew she was off and couldn't go after that ball.
Saw it evolving there in the corner. I mean, that would have been, that's reminiscent of some of the Ali Schlam and Aaron Alexak activity from last year.
And great camera work by our crew to show you again that was easily offside. That's why Decker had to let that one play out. Conrad now trying to circumnavigate a bit in the midfield. Mistake here.
Here we
Opportunity
go.
here.
Not a bad touch.
Parmer,
get a toe poke on
left
it. Oh my!
Just off the side netting. That was the moment for Marian.
And absolutely the right thing with just a toe poke to try and slip it under the keeper.
Well, we're efforts weren't sure we're going to see Grace Crawford tonight. We are now. Crawford's going to come on. Crawford, a Division I transfer from Samford University. She is a Brownsburg native. She'll provide some speed. She's got a goal and assist in limited minutes this year, so Crawford is on for Marian.
Good stuff.
And Cora Selma didn't get it, but did enough to give her teammate a chance to get there. Taylor, the player, getting a breather.
That's something.
Good ball by Mallon. Here's Koger. Koger
Koger
makes the turn.
And put that ball to the penalty spot.
And that will be red, straight red. Marian will play a man up for the rest of the match.
Boy, turning point. Let's see if they can capitalize. Great job here by Koger getting that shoulder just in front of the Spring Arbor defender.
Well, clearly, given the card, it is a penalty.
Yep.
It was never an official point to the spot, but clearly that's the call. So Marian now will play with a man advantage for the final 28-21. The straight red given to Megan Mahalik. And for Marian, I believe that is Mallon that is going to take the penalty. So Mallon with a goal and 2 assists on the season. Save. Follow up. Shot stopped. And now, so Spring Arbor saves the penalty.
Big save.
And we'll stop the clock to make sure that, and in fact, a yellow is going to be shown towards Marian for contact with the keeper. Great diving effort by Blair Curry.
Curry came up huge there, getting down to that ball and really showing toughness, diving after the rebound and getting her body in front of that foot.
Well, for Marian, there is going to be the feeling of being deflated, knowing you had the opportunity from the spot and could not convert. However, you are now going to play a man up, a player up for the next 28 minutes. How does that change this game from a tactic standpoint?
Well, I mean, from a Spring Arbor standpoint, I will say it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust, because they're sometimes, depending on your technical ability, you can play better with 10 players than you can with 11 players on the field. Admittedly, there's an advantage here for Marian, though. If they can overload the front, that is, they have a man advantage, placing, in essence, 3 players up front to create a stronger attack.
Jason Christ is getting an explanation as to the red card, and I'm sure he's not happy about it, but the referee, again, obviously we have the luxury of video. He absolutely got it right. It was, Koger was by the last defender. It was a hook of the arm on the tackle. That is a straight red, no doubt.
Yep.
And again, it's not because of the ferocity of the tackle. It's because there was no other defender behind the ball. That is a textbook red card. So we play on. And now does it become Marian that dictates things in this match because of having the player advantage the rest of the way?
Certainly can. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to move the ball in such a way that it really forces now Spring Arbor to chase after it. That man down could be their advantage, could be their disadvantage.
By the way, Postma awaits to sub in at the next opportunity for Spring Arbor. Again, there's this kind of natural instinct when you're given that player advantage to kind of let up a little bit. Marian can ill afford to do that. That ball ricochets off of Koro Selma. On the cross, couple of deflections there.
Get it away.
Marshall trying to get to it. And Johnson casually watches that one scroll by the back post.
Good.
This reminder, fans, that Marian University Athletics decided to launch their new strategic fundraising campaign to enhance the student-athlete experience across campus. Because of the generosity of several Marian donors, all new gifts or pledges between now and April 2024 to athletic scholarship funds and the Facility Enhancement Fund get matched up to $1 million. To make your gift to support these efforts, please visit marian.edu/journey to 2030. Additional information can be found on munites.com. The clock has been stopped here with 26:12 left to go. Postma's already come in, and there may be another player that is going to need a replacement here for Spring Arbor. That is Marshall, that is moving rather slowly on the pitch. If you're just joining us, Marian plays a player up because of the penalty in the red, shown to Megan Mahalik just a couple of minutes ago. And that's a foul against Spring Arbor. But the penalty was saved by Blair Curry on the shot taken by Gretchen Mallon. By the way, that was the first penalty attempted by Marian this year.
Wow. I imagine it's the first penalty kick taken on Curry this year, too.
Well, there's this thing called the internet where I can look that up very quickly. Give me about 15 seconds and I'll have an answer for you.
All right.
So restart coming here for Marian. You are correct. That was the first penalty taken against Spring Arbor this season. If they get to the spot, by the way, Cougars are 4 of 4 on their penalty tries so far this year. Monica Arsenault has checked in for Spring Arbor. First time we have called her name, junior from Ontario. 3 goals and an assist. Korosoma. Parmer just couldn't latch on to it.
They're down.
By the way, Taylor has returned for Marian. She was off for a moment. Korosoma.
Nice move.
Nifty.
Nice again.
Koger is on the near side.
Find her, find her.
Crawford
Oh, boy.
goes the opposite direction.
Now you got Koger. Slipper, slipper.
Parmer just kind of hits that ball to the middle. And again, credit to Spring Arbor. Defensively, their 9 is as good or better than most 10.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of keeping bodies on these wide players. They've neutralized Koger there these last 2 attempts to get the ball forward. Now you can use her. She's naked.
Parmer. Decker. 2 freshmen up top right now for Marian.
Decker's got a good instinct for getting into right spots.
And Decker will be a fantastic player here,
Yeah.
carrying on the family tradition. She's got 3 goals and 2 assists. It's a Marian team that continues to pick up invaluable experience as the season goes along, but we're now in the closing stages of the regular season. 4 matches for each team after the conclusion of business tonight. More of those midfield battles starting to be won by Marian, and obviously more space with 1 less defender to play with. Koger, flag stays down. Opportunity here,
Pinch
but
in. She's got to pinch in.
trying to make the turn. Selma got a boot to it, but couldn't find a teammate. Good recovery. Good team defense by Marian. Again, just as there's 1 less defender to clear, there's also 1 less attacker chasing the play up front. And that will be a foul against Kaylee Beekle.
So you're seeing Mallon. Mallon has done a good job of getting around Koger, getting into spots. She's been sort of waiting in that little void area on the right side of the goal.
Spring Arbor, 3 goals allowed all season. Last year, that number was 5 for the entire year.
Nice pullback step over. She's showing her repertoire here.
Marian trying to beat Spring Arbor for a second consecutive regular season. Throw in coming here for Spring Arbor. Cougars have another player waiting to sub in when given the opportunity. As Jason Christ, and understandably so, if you're going to play a player down, you're trying to get some fresher legs in there to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why he's won 384 games in his tenure at Spring Arbor. On the turn, Martinez.
Got to get out there. Deny the cross.
Ball sent in.
Good job.
Chested down by a Marian defender.
Just a master class there defensively of those 3 backs, getting back, maintaining their shape, and being able to step to a ball, control it, and get it out comfortably.
And Palmer gives chase, but relatively easy play for Curry.
They're missing that central role that Naomi Walters filled so well, getting into a point where a player like a Palmer or a Koger can deliver a ball and she works her magic.
Coming into this match, keepers for Spring Arbor had to make all of 20 saves in 11 matches. Obviously, Curry up to the challenge on stopping that penalty.
Yeah.
And Koger. And again, she goes the turf, but let's be blunt. It's been allowed to be physical, and frankly, that's benefited Marian more than it has Spring Arbor. In that case, worked in advantage of the Cougars. That is a fair no call given the other no calls that have gone on through the course of the match.
Agreed. I mean, it allows Koger to put some of her skill set on display. You saw another move there where she was able to flick the ball over her head and use her pace and her power in an effort to get around that player.
Not enough real estate to go track that one down from the Spring Arbor perspective. Jocelyn Hendricks will come back into the match for Spring Arbor when given the opportunity.
Good stuff. Keep it in. Good. Oh, tough one. Step on it. Yeah.
Malin able to track it down. Hits that to an area and hopes, but.
Good touch. Way to control that ball.
Taylor.
Good.
Crawford. Crawford had a hit. And while I'm not sure that was the best play from there, because of the result, you love it.
Yep.
Now you get a corner for the first time with a player advantage in these last 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're getting Spring Arbor. They're really being forced to drop behind the ball and then step to it. So it's forcing situations like that to emerge. A corner kick coming out of this.
And it's Malin that will take it.
Now, we saw a short corner played earlier in the first half where a ball was played into the top of the 18. We'll see if they do something similar here or if they're going to just drive it through. Driven ball.
Look at the edge of the 18. Ball finds its way to Malin. Redirection, not what she had hoped for.
Get this second ball, get it down.
Crawford tries to get there. Taylor digs in. Martinez now.
Now we got to get numbers back. We got to get behind the ball here, Marian.
Numbers level out quickly.
Now they've got to condense. They've got to shrink space between their back four.
Stoltzfus.
Good. Deny.
Looking back. Post.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
But just couldn't get there in time.
Ball
curled out. She was hoping to play a flat ball that time with Stoltzfus and just didn't get the ball that she was hoping for.
You really saw, Marian doing a super job of dropping back, getting behind the ball, creating the nice shape that they need to have to defend properly, and then shrinking space, freezing Spring Arbor out of opportunities to get dangerous.
Beekle will exit as Hendricks returns. Again, Hendricks had the best look for Spring Arbor so far. Wasn't a shot, never got a boot to it, but the cross from Marshall set her up for the best opportunity that Spring Arbor has not converted on to this point.
Here we go.
Koger.
That could get through, yeah.
Just couldn't get there in time.
I like Koger on the right side like this because she's so technical. She's able to do things with the ball if she gets it in her stride and really get dangerous.
Koger's first touch just a bit too strong. And Hendricks just, again, had no escape route there, but digs in on Taylor. Great effort. Cora Selma slows her up. A momentary hiccup, but again, just one less player noticeable in a situation like that for the Cougars. Lavezzi is in there, and again, she had a late game winner the last time our cameras were here against Missouri Baptist back in early September.
She delivers a good ball, demonstrates some touch there, which I like with both feet.
Koger.
Have a dig.
Has a hit, but didn't get much on it. I don't think that took a deflection. Nope, goal kick. This reminder, fans, you can get all the up-to-the-minute information on Knights athletics when you log on to MUKnights.com and follow on Twitter at MUKnights. That's at MUKnights.
Use your body, use your body.
Good job by Summers to do exactly that. By the way, Marian volleyball team winners tonight. Straight set sweep against the Huntington Foresters. It's going to be a violation against Marian. It's an opportunity to throw some numbers forward here for Spring Arbor. Numbers now are virtually identical. Both teams 10 shots, both teams 4 shots on goal, both teams 4 saves. More fouls, more corners for the visitors. But perhaps the best chance to get one now with less than 14 to play for Spring Arbor comes from this set piece.
Best chance they have. Put this ball into the top of the 6, between the 6 and the penalty spot, and see if Johnson comes off of her line and challenge her for that ball.
And frankly, that has not been Johnson's MO. She is kind of laid back and
we got to draw her out.
Played the role of the wall. Ball sent
Heavy.
in, and Johnson.
Woo.
That went up
Too
and
heavy,
over.
yeah.
So Emma Dennison now will come back on for Spring Arbor. I didn't miss by much.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the way that Stoltzhouse approached that ball that she was going to try and float it a little bit, more of a chip than a shot. But
Marian has had the player advantage now for the last 15 minutes. This corresponding penalty that went with that because of the foul inside of the box was saved. Ball knocked forward here, and Johnson.
Good hold. That's a ball that had some pace on it. I mean, despite the fact that it was at her, it was a nicely driven, heavily weighted ball.
Reference the fact that closest match that Spring Arbor's played all year was their last one, was the 1-0 victory against Huntington. They had scored at least 3 goals in every other match before that one. And again, restart coming here for Stoltzfus. Marian leaving the door open here for the defending national champs.
Knock it away.
Ball headed down, but Marian will simply watch that one trickle across the byline for a pretty harmless goal kick. Nervy moment here. That'll be a throw, not a corner. Beekle will be waved on for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Palmer and Conrad, after brief breaks, will come back on for Marian. Lavezzi will head towards the sidelines. Youth replacing youth for Marian as Decker exits momentarily. All sent in.
Oh,
Johnson didn't get to it cleanly, but some contact there. And again, when you're playing a player down like Spring Arbor, you see the coach put his arms up saying, hey, where's the foul there? But again, that's not the equivalent of the other end of the field.
Perfectly clean. I mean, it was a good, Johnson got to the ball in time, so you're not going to get a call there.
But credit to Spring Arbor. They can kind of found their footing. But
Here's
as
an
I say that,
opportunity.
here's the chance. Crawford.
Give it. Ooh.
Offside, yep. Koger had just
Yeah.
not responded to the kind of the defensive line taking a step up. Look at a perfect view of it here. Just a step past the last defender.
Yeah, I mean, she picks her head up and she can see Conrad on the left side of the D there. I mean, just waiting for a ball.
And Cora Selma's going to be, it's going to be a foul against Mount Vernon Nazarene. And both players kind of giving a talking to here. So a foul against Spring Arbor. Here's Mallett.
Head up.
Did not hit that ball she wanted to. And tried to put a little bend on that the opposite direction and just didn't hit it squarely.
Got to get her hips around that ball, swing through it.
Can either team find one here in the last 8 minutes and change? Hendricks. That's going to be a foul. Yeah, there's a bit of a jersey tug there, knowing she had gotten by the defender. Stoltz-Foos again. This is a set piece here, not a throw. That was a foul whistled against the Knights. Marian goes on the road at Bethel on Saturday afternoon. Ball sent in.
Stoltz-Foos plays a nice ball into the box there.
Headed up, and Marian missed the chance to clear it twice. Koger.
Good D.
And Stoltz-Foos did just enough kind of that swim move to draw the whistle.
Koger really putting up a battle today. I mean, she's getting beaten up and knocked down, getting up and giving it back.
Foul against Marian. Just reminder fans that joining the M Club is the absolute best way to support student athletes at Marian University. For more information, visit marian.edu/M Club. Bit of a casual giveaway there by Spring Arbor. Let's understand a little bit of fatigue since you've been having to compensate for the loss of a player for the last 20 minutes. And frankly, kind of just the physical battle that both teams have given each other.
One more.
Back to the safety of Johnson. And now Mallon has a lot of space down this right side.
Hold her.
Palmer the target. Handball, yep.
Yeah. She was able to get her body squared up and hold that ball. She is absolutely right to try and lay that off to her right.
Sands of the hourglass continue to trickle through with 5:45 and counting left to play in this match. Again, when these two teams played last year, splitting their two matchups.
Get it down. You can rely on Coruscant to be able to control that ball in a dicey situation.
And tried to, that ball did take a turn off of a defender for Spring Arbor.
Oh, nice.
Palmer has a hit. But the freshman just rushed that a little bit.
She's crafty. I mean, just a great little touch to sneak that ball around and get a shot off.
Decker will come back on. Crawford will have a seat. And if Spring Arbor gets a point tonight, they are assured to remain in their top spot in the Crossroads League. Marian's battle right now is to make sure they stay in that top four. Maintain a home game in the opening round of the Crossroads League tournament. But how good is the Crossroads League? Marian's rated 8th in the country, and they're right now tied for 4th in the league. Good ball here.
Get there to contain, just got to contain.
To Neilgan. Plays it across at the edge of the 18. Marian got to head to it first.
Tanillian did a nice job scanning the field before she let that ball go.
Good read by Mallon. Tried to find Palmer, just got turned around.
Good turn. Possession's good here by Marian. Having the extra room to be able to maneuver going against 10 players, they've proven that it's been to their advantage.
I think Palmer's about out of gas up top for Marian.
She's just got to hold on for 3:15. I mean, even that errant shot she took a few moments ago, I mean, she's getting to the right spots. If they can find her, she can get lucky and slip one.
Palmer had played 194 minutes on the season before tonight.
Wow, this has been a great game for her. I mean, a real coming out party for her.
She has 4 goals in those 194 minutes on the season, so she has been a substitute in those previous games. But again, because of the lack of bodies available for Marian, she has been asked to do so much more. That's a foul against Marian. That was a hold.
Drop back, you got to get behind it.
Marshall.
Knock it away.
Hit from distance. Johnson.
Good.
Took no chances. Lined up her entire body behind it. And she'll let her teammates Head down the pitch.
Got to still control the ball.
Good step there by the defender. Koger couldn't get to it in time. Tanelian. How much is left in the tank for either side here? Stoltzfus, phenomenal run. But just never had a window to find a teammate. Some space here for Marian, but Decker couldn't hang on to it. For Marian, the 4 players playing in those first 2 lines right now, 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores.
Wow.
Mallon.
This might be their last chance here.
30 seconds. You'll hear the countdown from 10 on. And again, Mallon's done as well.
Yeah, I think she's.
Yeah, she
she's feeling the cramps.
She has given everything she's had, and this one certainly seems destined to finish in 0-0 variety. Foul against Marian. Again, that's it. Well, obviously Spring Arbor had visions of all 3 points tonight. They will settle for 1 for the first time this year, but playing a player down and facing a penalty, they'll take that point, get on the bus, and feel good about it.
Well, you called it from the beginning. I mean, you said if Marian was able to get out of here with a draw, that point was going to stand them in good stead.
I think there's a twinge of disappointment for Marian that you were playing a player up for 28 minutes and you had a kick from the spot and you couldn't convert it.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, if you told Justin Sullivan against the best team in your league, against the defending national champs, and knowing the caliber of players they are missing, some for the season, some for another match or 2, I think Marian takes the point and goes home happy. And now if you're Justin Sullivan, you go, okay, hopefully we see Spring Arbor again in the conference tournament. And again, hope to see him in the national tournament as well.
Yeah.
So both teams share the points tonight. Marian now gets their 8th point of the season with the draw tonight, which temporarily moves them into sole possession of 4th. Spring Arbor remains in 1st as they have pulled 13 points from Hospital 15. That'll do it for our broadcast this evening here from St. Vincent Field. The next time we'll see the Knights women's soccer team will be in the conference tournament quarterfinals. We certainly hope they are here. This was the moment for Marian. Koger drew the penalty, but Mallon from the spot denied by Blair Curry. The points are shared this evening. We thank you for sharing your wins tonight with us. You've been watching Marian University Soccer here on the ISC Sports Network.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. They've been in business over 35 years. I'm here with Joe Polizzi to talk emergency services. Now, Joe, when I set my house on fire with a toaster, you were actually in my yard before the firefighters left.
Well, Pat, I remember that call like it was yesterday, and although I was disappointed that it was yours, I was happy that I was going to be able to provide some assistance.
You know, this true story, a firefighter actually told me I needed to call someone for emergency services, kind of obvious, and I told him Michaelis was on the way. He said, great, because they're the real deal. Joe, now what do you do in these situations when you show up?
Well, we try to be a calming influence, and we try to find out what the needs are of the family. Everybody's needs are different. Everybody's desires are different. What we try to do is match what we could provide with what they need and do it very smoothly.
I've lived it. If you find yourself needing emergency restoration service in the wake of a fire, flood, or storm, give the Michaelis Corporation a call anytime, 24/7.